Here comes a new challenger!
Around this time a year ago, Fighter Pass 1 began with Min Min. Then afterwards we got Steve, Sephiroth, Pyramithra, and now we're up to Kazuya. Interesting lineup indeed. And with that, welcome everyone to Fighter Pass 2 predictions post Kazuya. After all, I was really hoping we'd get the 2 reveals at E3 to finally end all this Smash speculation and be free. But I guess we're never free. I can't wait to rot my brain for a couple more months, possibly up until September, and unfortunately have to deal with really contradictory and hypocritical opinions. But hey, enough about my problems and my worries and stress of having to buy all these amiibo and all this sort of stuff. I just hope you guys are having a wonderful day after all. And so let's just jump right into it. The topics we'll be covering. First of all, I will not be going over 3 franchises that I think should be going into Smash or whatever the case may be, because I already have Not Everyone Is Here, and considering that the final fighter won't be revealed anytime soon, it seems, I guess that series will still continue ongoing until we reach a final character. I'll have to be revisiting franchises thanks to Kazuya, and let's just talk about what Kazuya brings in the table at all. Back last year, it felt so long ago, yet it wasn't really that long, come to think about it. I was talking about Heihachi and Tekken representation, and while Heihachi wasn't the fighter, because, well, it wasn't, we got Kazuya, which is awesome. But the thing is that Heihachi was already a Mii costume when Min Min released. How funny that a year later we'd get a Tekken fighter. This kind of, for me, says one of 2 things. Either A, they had planned Kazuya from the start and simply had the Heihachi Mii to throw people off, or B, Kazuya was not meant to be part of this Fighter's Pass and was rather a backup character. It's potentially the case. After all, when it comes to DLC fighting games, you always need backup plans. You can never be certain if the character you're trying to obtain will actually get into the game. You know what I mean? So you always gotta have backup plans, and in my opinion, the way I see it, I think Kazuya was a backup plan. But hey, that's just my thoughts, my conspiracy theory, right? That doesn't necessarily have to be the case, but hey, it is what it is. Now, another thing that this proves though is that, hey, we got Tekken last year, which probably means that franchises that were thought off the table because they were released, you know, sometime post Fighter Pass 2 or near the end of Fighter Pass 1 are now available. So franchises like Resident Evil or anything else you may could think of, right? My brain is sort of losing right now, you know, like Octopath Traveler or whatever. Like, I'm just giving examples. The same could also be said about Mii costumes that we got in the past of characters that people have wanted. I'm not sure if more recent ones like Monster Hunter, because again, like, we're down to our final 3 at that time, right? We were down to Pyra, Mithra, so we would have been down to our final 3. But hey, who knows? Maybe Monster Hunter, maybe something Capcom. Who knows? It's all up in the air. However, for those of you who have followed me, you obviously know who I think the last character is at this point, and that is Ryu Hayabusa. I already made a video talking about the potential final 2 characters for Smash, in which I was talking about briefly Chief, but I wasn't confident in him, and Ryu Hayabusa, who I'm super confident in. And I want to touch upon Ryu Hayabusa right here, right now. I will only be talking about things that are opinionated and such, and not like crazy conspiracy theory. That's on that video. If you want to learn more about version D theory, I highly suggest you go to that video to learn more about it, and you know, it'll be a trip. It'll give you some insight into why I believe Ryu will be part of this pass, if this is the final pass. But now let's just get right onto it, okay everyone? So with Ryu, I just wanted to say this. A lot of people are saying that the final character has to be a character that has to end off in hype. It has to end in hype. It has to end in hype. Let me go through Smash's history when it comes to the final new characters revealed per Smash game. So, for Melee, it was Mr. Game & Watch. Mind you, characters were revealed on the Japan Smash Melee website, and Game & Watch was the last character to be shown. In Brawl, the last hidden character was Wolf, but the last character that wasn't hidden was Olimar. When it came to Smash 4, before the 3DS version came out, the last character revealed was Shulk, and he wasn't even revealed worldwide, but rather in a Japan-only direct. And when it came to the DLC, yes, the last character was Bayonetta, but let's face it, let's be real for a second. Bayonetta was only hyped not because it was Bayonetta, but because it was the ballot fighter, right? If we're talking about characters that would have been the perfect final character for each of those games, for Melee it would have been Mewtwo, for Smash 4 it could have been Mega Man or Pac-Man, for Brawl obviously Sonic, for Smash Wii U and 3DS's DLC, Ryu or Cloud, right? I think Cloud more so than Ryu, but you know, to each their own. And then obviously we have Ultimate. The base roster ended with Incineroar and Ken, when you could have ended off with K. Rool or the Belmonts, in my opinion, right? Or Ridley. Those would have been perfect final character reveals for Ultimate's base roster. But instead we got Incineroar, and if you want to count it, I guess Piranha Plant 2. So Smash isn't generally known for their final hype reveals. Even the final character for Fighter Pass 1, as much as I love Byleth and the Fire Emblem series, Byleth was definitely not the most beloved newcomer, you could say. But hey, you know, it's all an opinion, it's all an opinion. And when it comes to Byleth overall, a majority found the character unhyped. I can't blame them. It is what it is. It's just how, you know, these things work out. So when it comes to Ryu, after you watch that previous video, yes, I know it's conspiracy and all that, but I do still believe that Ryu will be one of our final characters. The reason why, if you watch my Kazuya reaction that I said I'd be fine if Ryu wasn't the character, is because earlier that day, VergeBen was basically saying that Chief would be the next character. However, that ended up not being the case, and therefore his credibility got really shot, along with any potential trust in Verge. But we'll see, right? We will see. When it comes to Ryu, I'm back on the Ryu train. I thought Chief would be the last one. Turns out, no. It's actually going to be Kazuya and one more character. Who that character may be, it's up to your opinion. For me, I think it's Ryu, but of course, he could end up getting Mii costume or Spirit. I really hope not. I truly do believe Ryu deserves his spot in the roster, you know, but that's my opinion. As I've said before, time and time and again, characters, any character rather, has an equal amount of chance to be in Smash just as any other. It's up to you who you believe has a better shot than another. And for me, I just think it's Ryu. So now it's about time we kind of talk about the potential future of Smash. I already talked about there potentially being a Fighter Pass 3, but it does seem that the more and more we kept closer to that final two characters, Sakurai kept pushing the mentality, hey, this is the end. And if this is the end, well, I surely have been in for a ride. I think, in my opinion, that when it comes to what's been going on with Smash in terms of the speculation scene, it's all nonsense. I hate it. You know, I love talking about the game, but I don't like talking about people with their hypocritical statements. I say hypocritical because, you know, they'll make points for their character, but not for any other. Like, as an example, let me give you a recent example. There was a post by a guy who made like a Doom Guy X World of Light thing, Lifelight, and it got taken down supposedly by Nintendo. And people, Doom fans, were like, oh, that means Doom is in, GG, you know what I mean? But then you come to realize, oh wait, the guy actually faked it because he deleted his own post. Because if it was copyright claimed by Nintendo, it would have just said it was copyright claimed instead of it saying this post is no longer available. So when you think of it like that, you know, oh, well, it's okay if it's for Doom Guy, but say Geno and Forest Maze was taken down off of YouTube by Nintendo. But no, Geno didn't get in as a fighter, you know, so it's always like a double standard when it comes to Smash speculation. It's always a pain, and you know who you are. Please just no. Another thing too, thanks to Kazuya, the floodgates are open once more, but I'm still on the Ryu train. I definitely am, and I hope that, you know, you all join me on the ride to the painful tread to see who that final character is. I mean, like I said, if we get a Fighter Pass 3, I think that'd be really, really cool, but at this point, I'm definitely not even giving it of a chance of it showing up, like 1% maybe, right? I would love there to be more DLC. At the same time, I also don't, because people are crazy. And last but not least, I really do hope that Ultimate gets better online. And with Kazuya, you know, I feel like Sakurai was definitely working with Harada with that netcode that Tekken has, because both use delay base, but Tekken's is really good delay base. And so I hope that Smash sort of integrates that game's version of, you know, delay based netcode. Please subscribe please. And with that all being said, let's get to 1,000 subs before the end of the year, potentially even before the summer ends, and I hope to see you all in my next video. Take care of yourselves and be safe. Peace.
I'm coming through, partner, we can do this right. You're the fire, I'm the wind tonight. Burning dread, ha, that's right, baby, baby.